I can fully say with 100% in my mind, absolute certainty, man, that I do not like the Milwaukee Bucks. I did not think I had a team that I did not dislike, man. I thought I was like cool, man. Like, it's been a minute since the Ron Artest Indiana Pacer days. I thought I was over this. And it's exactly the reason why, in your mind, man, that I don't like the Milwaukee Bucks. But first, a random clip from the forehead face cam.
Picks off the bad pass. Hazonia drives it. Middleton finishes. And then stares and walks over into the Kupo and taught there from...
Okay, guys, so I just got done watching the Boston Celtics versus the Milwaukee Bucks, and by finished, I mean halfway towards the end of the third quarter, I saw Bobby Portis hit a corner three like a 6'10" bitch-ass PJ Tucker, and I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm done, man, I'm done. So, this is I'm going to look down at my phone right now. It's my first time seeing the score since then. They were down by 15. Currently, the score is 94-78 Milwaukee Bucks, man. And the reason I'm a salty Bucks, I guess hater is, I guess the best way you could put it, is because you always beat the teams that are in my heart. Every time, man. And by that, I mean, you know, this is my first time, rooting for a team outside of my Detroit Pistons because, I don't know, man, I know the Pistons now a playoff team right now, and I felt like enjoying playoff basketball again, so I decided at the beginning of the playoffs, I was going all into the Boston Celtics. Like, I like their team, I like their style, I like all that stuff. And, you know, the last time my Pistons played in the damn playoffs, lo and behold, we got swept, I think, the last 2 times in a row against Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks. So I'm a little bit rage felt right now, man. Okay. So let's get to the game. The game actually started off like 90% how you would want the Celtics to start off. And what I mean by that is that, you know, they were actually playing some pretty good, solid defense on Giannis. I just felt like, you know, Al Horford was knocking down some 3-point shots, man. Like, the hustle was out there to an extent in the very, very beginning. And then what happened was Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they weren't making no damn shots, especially Jaylen Brown, man. And, got to the point where it seems like they had a little bit of high-intensity start, then just the shots weren't falling, and it was just kind of downhill from that. And to be quite honest, man, like, the Celtics got to fix the offense. And a big part of that is because, for one, the Milwaukee Bucks are a very big team. And not, like, big to, like, the extent of, like, they're, like, opposing offensively. Because, like I said, like, you know, Bobby Portis got, like, some post moves and stuff like that. But he's essentially, like, a 6'10" shooting guard, right, man? That's kind of what his thing is out there, is being that offensive jump shooter for the team, you know, stretching out the 3 spot with Chris Middleton not playing. And, yeah, so they're like big in that sense, but like, I mean, just defensively and just making shots difficult from being a tall ass body, man. That's the reason I never made the basketball team, is because, you know, I didn't have the skill set, but I also wasn't just a tall ass body. Like, my teams that at my schools, they was always bad, but there were some tall ass dudes. And like, if you short and trash and tall ass and trash, then go toss and trash, man. That's how it was. Okay, so I don't even know what that statement was even about. I think I just had maybe a flashback real quick there to high school, man. Just like, you know, the YMCAers, you know, I'm talking about, man, and tall dudes. But, yeah, so for the most part, I thought the defense on Giannis was pretty solid, at least to start. And, you know, right now, what are we looking at with the stat line here, man? Right now, Giannis, you know, he has a triple-double, 21, 12, and 12, which doesn't, like, sound like, oh, they didn't do nothing to him. But he was, you know, at the making of this right now, man, 8 for 24 shooting. And, you know, a lot of that was Al Horford. I felt like Al Horford did a good job of just, you know, man, moving his feet. And, you know, obviously he's not as quick as Giannis, but just using his mobility, kind of being a more traditional center. But, you know, obviously, like, kind of has that defensive versatility that we always able to bring to the position. So being that 4 spot now, he did pretty well for what you can expect to do with Giannis, man. The next up I want to talk about, I will say, from what I was watching, he redeemed himself in the second half, but was anybody else getting angry at Derek White? Like, I just thought he was making some stupid moves. I felt like, you know, Marcus Smart was making a lot of good, like, defensive plays that were getting out on the break, and, you know, Derek White, with the ball would get swung out to him or dished out to him, you know, man, the outlet pass, and he just wasn't finishing. And listen, man, he kind of picked things up a little bit in the second half, but overall, not all that great here, man. But, yeah, and then what else happened during the game that kind of, like, oh, yeah. Marcus Smart and Robert Williams both giving me heart attacks for multiple reasons. Well, Marcus Smart mainly. with injuries. First, he had that one play that looked like his arm was literally ripped out, and it turned out he played in the second half after. I don't know how. Like, it looked like a dislocation to me, and I'm sure to an extent you could probably pop that thing back into place. And I don't know if that's something like that's gonna like hurt him down the road or something like that, but for the most part, man, like, yeah. And then he also was having like some leg injuries. I don't know if he didn't drink enough water or something, man. Like, that's happened to me before. Have you guys ever actually had like bad leg cramps before playing basketball? Because I already have a tough time drinking enough water as is. I just forget at times, man. But then you go out there, you play some basketball, and I've had like my legs absolutely it just feels like they're being like squeezed out, man. You just kind of collapse and you just can't move, right? So yeah, and then Robert Williams, I think he had something going on. I think it was, I don't remember if it was his lower body or his hand or something like that, but it appears they're all going to be fine. But I don't know, like, you're already getting beat up in game one, like, that's not great here, man. So yeah, I'm gonna go real quick here, just through like the stats right now, and actually there's 4 minutes left. Bucks up 94-81, so hopefully Tatum Tots gets a little warm out there. Let me see what's happening. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Drew Holiday right now at the making of this, 21-8, 5-3. That's another thing that was pissing me off about Derek White in the first half. Okay, man. So actually, to start the game, the Celtics, like, they had some nice energy out there, and then Drew Holiday was just like the truth. Y'all get that? Like, the truth with Drew Holiday, the truth, and knocking down some transition threes and stuff like that, man. But then, like, once again, Derek White got in the game, and he was just getting sunned so hard by Drew Holiday to the extent where I was just like, damn, man, like, you are not even on the same level as him right now. It was ticking me off. That angered me. Yeah, Bobby Portis ran out 15 points, and that's another thing. Like, between Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis, like you were kind of talking about earlier about like their giant bodies already, but even having like Brook Lopez back out there and essentially having everybody in the Bucks starting lineup being able to knock down threes. I know Giannis ain't known as a three-point shooter, but he's definitely capable of doing it now to the point where it's like you have to like think about it a little bit. And that's another thing that was really hurting too, is because while Al Horford was taking care of Giannis, Brook Lopez was still like stretching the thing out there and keeping Robert Williams out of the paint. And I mean, when you're just doing that, like, once again, Al Horford was doing a decent job, but when that paint's wide open, you don't have one of your best defensive interior guys, actually the best interior on the team, Robert Williams, locking things down, then you're kind of screwed right there, man. So that's not great. Grayson Allen pisses me off. So yeah, 11 points for him, 3 steals. Pisses me off for all the reasons that I'm sure Buck fans love him. And Pat, 8 points, 5 rebounds, man. And what do we got here for the Boston Celtics? Yeah, like, Jaylen Brown, hopefully he's turned up a little bit in the fourth quarter, but I feel like Jaylen Brown is also another player. It's like, this isn't a Jaylen Brown-esque game, so it's hard to really get too mad about it and be like, this is just what we're going to get out of him. Because Jaylen Brown, on the regular season, if it wants to tell me here, maybe it doesn't. Okay, well, that's fine. I mean, Jaylen Brown was a great player in the regular season. I don't have his specific stat downs or nothing like that, man, but I don't expect him to have that type of game, but give credit where credit's due. Milwaukee Bucks also play some hella defense out there, right? And that's where I kind of think that it comes down to between doing decently enough on Giannis, this Celtics team, I don't know if it was the Bucks are just that great defensively, or if the Celtics just weren't knocking down shots. I feel like there's a little bit of both right there, because we do know that the Boston Celtics typically are a really good offense team this season, right? So, I mean, it's game one. I know I'm coming off as a Celtics fan. That's because I am right now. Like, that's the team I'm rooting for. But at the same time, I totally have to give it up to the Milwaukee Bucks. I straight up... I said, like, it's going to go to, like, 6, and obviously this is only game 1 and stuff like that, but I said it was going to go to 6, but I said that the Bucks had no chance without Chris Middleton, and here they are, man, having a chance without Chris Middleton. I want to feel again as a basketball fan, man. It's been a while since I felt anything, and today, playoff basketball, high intensity, the team that I've been rooting for, getting the masses beat down. It's not great.